How's it going? My name is Matthews Barnett. I'm the financial planning specialist here at Wiser Wealth Management. I have my colleague here, Brad Lyons, investment manager. Take some time today to discuss a blog we wrote together on financial literacy. If many of you are aware, or maybe not, that April is Financial Literacy Month. So we wrote this blog about financial literacy, and I enjoyed being able to collaborate with Brad on this.
Yeah, Matthews, thanks. We wrote this blog together because we're both certified financial planners. We thought it's important that our listeners and viewers out there actually, become more financially literate in today's world. Decisions that are made based on your literacy will affect you for the rest of your life. So here at Wiser Wealth Management, we're fee-only fiduciary financial planners. And we have a unique process that we go through to help people utilize our financial tools that we have available to us and helps them become more financially literate. Matthews, you're the financial planner.
Yes, so the whole point of Financial Literacy Month is the fact that unfortunately in schools, both elementary as well with adults, financial literacy and financial topics are not discussed in school. So unfortunately, the ones that are, it's just one class and there's not multiple classes mandated. So the literacy in the U.S. is not where it needs to be. And unfortunately, I think that leads to the fact of why consumers have a lot of bad debts, as we call them. Obviously, we want a lot of people have mortgages. There's nothing wrong with that. We want mortgages paid off by retirement. But we're really discussing here bad debts like credit card debt as well as high car loans and things like that. So I think the fact that this isn't taught early on at an early age, those bad behaviors unfortunately carry over. So this is the whole point of this month, and it's nice to discuss it and how that affects Americans.
I think that's right. Americans are swimming and drowning almost in debt. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $14 trillion, I believe I saw, of consumer debt out there. Unfortunately, people aren't using debt in the proper manner. Leverage is the proper use of debt, where you can leverage a small amount of money as a down payment for a home that you can pay off on the mortgage for years to come, and you're able to buy a large home or make a large purchase with a small amount of debt to start. That's the proper use of debt. It's called leverage. When people are using their credit cards to use debt or taking out personal loans where it's not backed by an appreciating asset, that's the improper use of debt. And people use this as really a secondary source of income to themselves, which they are pre-funding their future by making purchases today with borrowed money. At Wiser Wealth, we try and help people to see the downside of using credit card debt, for non-emergencies. And part of our financial planning, in one of our 5 pillars, I believe we start out with trying to eliminate debt.
Yeah, correct. So as we mentioned, obviously the mortgage will be in there. We'll have to try to pay that down by retirement. But the other debts we'd like to tackle, and there's other debts that are unforeseeable that you can't really plan for with student loan debt. So a lot of times we see a lot of student loan debt as well. So what we'll do is we're first focused on a way to spend down and help pay off that debt, whether it be highest interest rates or lowest payments first. So that's kind of the first pillar. Once we've taken care of the debts, we want to make sure that there are 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your emergency fund for unforeseen circumstances that can come up. Once we've taken care of that, move on to your 401k or retirement plan at work. Obviously, you always want to be contributing at least for the match because that is free money. But any amount above that, you want to be maxing out that 401k. It can be a combination of traditional as well as Roth. We usually have that discussion with all of our clients. If you're able and fortunate enough to able to max that out for retirement, you also can move on to a Roth IRA. If you're above the income threshold to contribute to Roth, you can always do what we call a backdoor Roth, where you contribute to a traditional IRA first and then immediately roll that over into the Roth. After that, we have the last pillar of many there, called the Opportunity Fund.
And this one's my favorite.
Okay, great. Well, the Opportunity Fund would be more of an investment account for shorter term needs, but at least over 5 years, because that is an investment account. Wouldn't be allocated as aggressive as your retirement funds, so it'd be more moderate, let's say 30% stocks up to even 60% stocks, but more of a moderate allocation for those shorter term needs. For the Opportunity Fund, where you might be able to buy that future secondary home, rental home.
Right. We've coined the phrase this Opportunity Fund. It's really a fund that you for funding your wants versus your needs. You notice the first things we talked about in the first 4 pillars are needs: eliminating debt, having emergency fund, saving as much as you can for retirement. And then beyond that, those extra dollars can be put aside to accumulate and invested properly so that you can have the opportunity to have a wonderful life with a second home, travel, educating children, etc. So these 5 pillars have worked very well for our clients, and we think that it's a great approach to financial planning and improving financial literacy here at Wiser Wealth Management. Well, we thank you for listening. We hope you go to wiserinvestor.com and look at the blog. April is Financial Literacy Month.